Hello guys and welcome to Toribash Takeover. This is HXCBBQIMO or Hacks, and today we're going to be talking about why I will not be teaching you any openers, any moves, and how you should be learning Toribash. So this is what I really want to talk about. This is what I want to discuss, because a lot of people are asking for, well, can you give me a step-by-step move? Can I teach you a wushu move? Can I teach you a judo move? Can I teach you an aikido move? So let me explain something to you. Toribash ability is not increased by winning. Every time you win a game of Toribash, it's a matter of how you won that will determine whether or not you became a better player from it. You will not be a better Toribash player if you're using the same move, then the same second turn, and it's leaving the opponents in the air the same way. And you're not adapting, you're not learning, you're not evolving. So yes, I could give you some wushu openers, and yeah, they probably could work with some pretty good success in the public wushu rooms against some 3rd-degree black belts, some 5th-degree black belts, and black belts, whatever. It'll probably do relatively well and net you a little over 50% win ratio. But I have to ask the question: are you really evolving? Toribash as a whole is one game. Whether or not you think that you are a judo player or a wushu player or an aikido player or a tekion player, you are all Toribash players. The Tori doesn't change. Even in Tilt Fix, you're just a Toribash character. Yeah, sure, if you set some really weird mods, like where you turn your body into a scorpion or whatever, it's a little bit different. But for the most part, you're playing the same game, and everything you do in every mod will help you get better at other mods. Every time you play a game of Aikido, or Borba 2, or Sumo Aikido, or anything along those lines, you are working on staying within boundaries, staying within control, staying in under high gravity circumstances. But most importantly, you're understanding control, you're understanding balance, you're understanding how to execute the most force without moving. And that's something you can carry over into any mod. In wushu, you'll still need that control. Even if you're not playing within a dojo, even though some newer wushu mods do have dojos, you'll still need to learn how to have that control. Is that 5,000 points really worth running away over? Because what if you're still losing? You need to be able to score points and stay put so you can keep fighting. When you're playing a mod like Tekion, that increases your ability in every mod. You're going to learn about how to play exact, how to have truly dictated precision, what exactly it takes to make a strike DM. Yes, the DM threshold is high in is very, very low in Tekion, and it means there's a lot of DMs that are going on. But the things that you can learn in Tekion for striking, and how to score the most points, and how to score the easiest DMs, and how to score a boom hit, are going to be the things that make your single player that much better, your Tekion that much better, your strikes in Lenshu and Wushu and you name it, and you're going to be striking that much better because you learned in a striking mod how to do it. So this is what I really have to say about openers and about adaptability. You need to absorb the game for what it is. Now, there's a difference between not using an opener to win and kind of taking up of a stance. So in wushu, I typically take up a noob clap starting. I do a lot of different things. I can improv, I can do relax all, I can do hold all. You mention it, I'll do it. But I feel very comfortable here. But I want you to keep in mind, this is still improv. Whether or not this character over here does the simple sweep kick that you're so accustomed to seeing and you've seen on YouTube a million times, whether he's doing a rush kick, whether he's doing a helicopter opener, whether he's coming backwards, whether he's improving, doesn't matter. I'm going to be adjusting what I'm doing to him. And that's my biggest tip, not just in wushu, in every mod. Whatever you open, whether wushu, tekion, aikido, lenshu, make sure that you are adaptable. This is why pre-made openers are actually worse than improvised openers. Because if I set up this really speedy punch attack right towards you, and yeah, maybe it hits the speeds of 56 and 57, and that's astronomical. You'll know exactly where I'm going, and there's no variation. I'm doing exactly what you think I'm doing. Which means you can block it, you can avoid it, you can hit me, you can counter me. I'm as predictable as mess, and openers are beyond predictable. This is the reason why in 2010, Oddlove popularized using the clap opener in Wushu. It's because everyone kept doing the sweep kick. Everyone kept doing the helicopter. Everyone's head ended up right here, and you had no control in the matter because that's all you knew. And he kept on winning and blocking the simplest way possible. And it just goes to show just how useless and defenseless you really are when you're doing non-adaptive openers. So what is an adaptive opener? Well, let's take Aikido for example. A non-adaptive opener would be a shovel. If I am lowering my shoulders down, I am not adapting because almost any opener can fracture or dismember a shoulder, and that's not good at all. What about a kick opener? Again, not really adapting. I feel like I am in a prime position if I can just get the lift off. But then again, you're practicing the same thing. I don't want you to practice a series of maneuvers which works again and again and adapt it only slightly to cause victories. I want you to understand Tori physics. I want you to understand the physics of the game. Because the difference between how your character is controlled is almost essentially and broken down nearly to one real tool. One real setup. And it is gravity. Once you've learned how to move about in any gravity, you can apply it to how it moves in higher gravity or lower gravity. Now, as a recommendation, I typically try to always tell people at least make sure that you have a high gravity and a low gravity mod under your belt. So what is that adaptive opener? Well, in Aikido, it can be as simple as this. I can adapt from here. Are you rush kicking? Then are you lift kicking? Then I'm going to raise these shoulders, I'm going to extend these packs, I'm going to contract these wrists. Are you shoveling? I'm going to get low. I'm going to try to get a fracture or dismember on your shoulder. I'm going to twist my body so that you're not grabbing my hips. Are you clapping with me? Then that's good. Now I can play a skilled game with you, or maybe I go for this. Maybe I try to force a suplex. Maybe I try to get his leg up in the air a little bit and lift him up. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have to be able to respond to what he's doing. What's a responsive opener in Tekion? It's just as simple, really. Something like this is fine. I promise you, this little opener right here is as responsive as you can possibly get. If he's doing a snap kick, it's as easy as lowering my shoulder. If he's setting up a regular kick, I can grab him like he plans to grab me. If he's not, I can start setting up my own strikes or even a defensive position if I want to. If I don't like what's going on, I can go right into defense. The point is I can adapt. And that's what you need to search for. Adaptability. Play every mod. There is no Aikido player who's the best in the world at Aikido if he hasn't played a game of Wushu, if he hasn't played a game of Tekion, if he hasn't played a game of Judo Frac. They all have lessons to teach you, and that is why the most well-rounded expert players, players like T.I.Cux, players like Christus133, players like Nuthug, are all great at lots of mods. And in any particular mod can play at a very, very high level. A very high level. It's because they're adapting and they're learning, and it's not just a sequence. The biggest thing that I see players that just enter the black belt region do that's really wrong is that they force scenarios in which they're comfortable with. So they do the same kick opener, whatever it is, and maybe the other player is just grabbing. But they do the same kick opener, and rather than adapt in a completely neutral and normal sense like what I've been describing, they've just figured out what they do with their lift kicks when a clap happens. And they just practice the same kicks over and over and over again. And that's not understanding Toribash physics. And that's not learning how to be a better player. That's learning how to play single player and multiplayer. That is to say, that's learning how to make your multiplayer game essentially single player. You are not really learning the physics of the game. So how do you learn the physics of the game? It's really simple. You play it. You play it a lot. You figure out what's going on. You improvise. You figure out different tactics. You set up different mods. And when you have a problem with something, amplify it. Okay, if you have a problem coming back, don't start coming back at 300 engage distance. Practice at 2,000. If you have a problem striking, don't make your goal taking an arm off. Make your goal creating a boom hit. Or make your goal dismembering at 350 dismember threshold rather than 150 or 100. That's what I do. That's what I recommend for anyone. If you're a slow player and you feel like you're not reacting fast enough, drop that reaction time from 20 to 15 or 15 to 10 or 10 to 8. Whatever you need to do, whatever your weak point is, amplify it and learn to adapt. And learn to adapt it in many, many mods. And this is the true way that you become a better player. This is why I will never teach you an opener. Openers will handicap your ability. There is a difference between using an opener in a luck-based mod, where openers are essentially everything, like judo or jousting, than using an opener in Aikido. And there's a difference between using an opener frequently, like a noob clap, and using openers that you intend to win with. The difference is adaptability. You need, in any mod where you have the ability to adapt, so wushu, tekion, judo fracture, you name, Aikido, Aikido Big Dojo, Lenshu 3, spirit wrestling, you need to have an opener or an improvised opener that allows you to adapt. There's nothing wrong with starting every turn in Aikido sort of like this. There's nothing wrong with it. It's your thing, it's different, it's whatever. So long as you can adapt to any circumstance using this sort of thing. And keep in mind that if you do only use one thing, you are still predictable. And predictability matters much more when we know exactly what you're going to do and how you rely on it to win than it does in an improvised setting. Yes, you know I'll probably be clapping you in wushu, but the fact of the matter is I'm still able to adapt. And there's only one or two moves that I can't strictly adapt out of when I'm doing a noob clap to actually block or be in an advantageous position. And they're very, very rushed openers, and once I spot one, I'm jumping backwards. I know not to mess with them. I know not to mess with them. So that is why you should avoid openers for the most part. Obviously have them for judo, obviously have them for jousting, obviously have them for tilt fix or lolnade or samurai swords, twin swords, whatever. And this is how you get better as a player. Understanding the physics of your character. Thank you so much for listening, guys. This was a theory class about the reason why I'm not teaching openers and how to become a better player. I just want to say we just hit 350 subscribers, which is really freaking cool. I wonder if we're going to get the 500 benchmark sometime soon, because that would be really, really nice to see. The giveaway is still going on. If you have any ideas for what I should make a video on, please let me know, because you'll be getting a good prize if you're the winner of that event. Additionally, you should let me know through the comments of how you like this video, what more you want me to touch up on. Is there people you want me to interview? What do you want given away to you? I just need to figure out where everyone's mind is at. So thank you so much for all the support. I love you guys so much. Have a great one. And let's make sure Toribash takes over.